isn't going to charity. So the charity aspects
it's not a charity event. That's like
it's not a charity.
It's like going to a Taco Bell and they've got a little plastic
tip jar
piggy bank for a quarter for starving kids. And so it's a charity Taco Bell. It's a charity restaurant. No, it's not.
Right. Yeah. No, it's
not.
true. It's they've made it two separate things.
Yes.
So the boxing event is not a charity event.
Right.
You have to pony
if I'm buying a ticket to the event, I'm not donating.
No,
I still need to go and donate separately if I want to donate.
Who the fuck's doing that? If you want to,
For me, that's so confusing. Like when I make a T-shirt for charity in Teddy Fresh, people are buying the shirt, and money from the shirt profit goes to charity. So I'm making less profit because I want to do.
Right, like the way that people are thinking about it is that if they're buying Creator Clash tickets, all that money is going to charity, every single cent, right? It's not just a share of it, right? It's not just like a percentage of it. You are assuming that all of it is going to charity. Now, obviously, you can make an argument for paying the fighters, right? Like, you're like, okay, well, you know, we got to take care of the fighters, okay? They're not going to show up unless the fighters... Well, I mean, it would be better if, like, it would still be for charity, right? Like, it would still be objectively better if, you know, all that money is going to charity. It doesn't matter, right? They should be doing it for the goodness of their hearts. But even if they are being paid, right? Even if they are being paid, you should be paying them out of your own pocket, right? Like, you shouldn't be using part of the money from the event that is all meant to go to charity for as a part of the paycheck, right? It's just kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Do a charity.
You're not making anything.
Yeah.
You're donating your time, your company's time, your workers' time, your production time, your production means.
But that's what makes it a charity.
Exactly. That's what makes it a charity.
Because for the customer, you get to just buy a thing and know that your money goes to charity and get a thing.
I think they're missing the whole point of doing a charity, which is the charity aspect. See, part of doing charity is there's a charity aspect to it. I think they're missing that part.
Yeah, Creator Clash 1 was a different setup. It had the
if Anissa and Ian took like a small salary, that could be defended, honestly. It can be, I guess, but I don't know, man. It's just like
boxing event raised the money.
Stop being weird.
And it did a good job, you know what I mean? The second one obviously didn't. And you know, fighters got paid, and they got paid an amount, and you know, it was something that people spoke about after the first event. But fighters got paid, but because the event raised 1.2 million,
they take shares as profit.
People didn't care if a bunch of fighters got.
Okay, listen, if they got like minimum wage from the event or something, sure, but 35% is not minimum wage. Like however else you spin it, right? Like, when was the last time 35% of the profit is minimum? Is it 35% of the tickets? Is it 35% of the ticket shares? Like, holy shit.
50K. You know, some people did, definitely, because they didn't know beforehand. But the fighters didn't. We didn't know beforehand that money was going to exist. They kind of like surprised us with it. So I guess they had lofty aspirations for the next Creator Clash and the next Creator Clash. Because once again, I just don't see YouTubers being like, hey.
Of the profits, not revenue? Wait, what's the difference here?
Here's all this extra money. You guys get money. They probably just had a vision and aspirations for it that were, you know, maybe they felt it was just fair to give something.
They should.
I'm just thinking. I'm always thinking about it. I don't have any answers. You know, I just like ponder on it.
This whole thing could have been avoided if they just didn't do this whole charity aspect. It's just deceptive. It is. You're just coercing people to be more generous, to spend more, and at the end of the day, the only way charities get money is if you also go to Tiltify and donate.
The money earns profit after you deduct the costs. Oh shit. Wait. Oh. Well, that's not as bad as 35% of the revenue, right? Like, we're talking about two different things here, no? Like, it's not... Yeah. Revenue is cost plus profit? Yeah, I mean... Wait a second. They're taking 35% of the profits, that's larger, right? That's like disingenuous, no? Wait, so they're not factoring in the costs for their for the money that they're taking? Holy shit. The grift. The grift is real.
Directly, which by the way, nobody fucking is going to do that. Like
Holy
nobody knows
fuck.
to do that. It's just there's no charity event that works like that. It's just
The other
bananas.
way they're using it is like, how dare you criticize a charity event?
That's the other thing. These people have been going, Ethan's trying to fuck with a charity event. Oh, what? I'm trying to save charity.
No, if they make money, they get 34%. Okay. All right, whatever, man. All I know is that it's just weird. Okay, it's just strange.
Charity. I'm on the side of charity.
You know, in the second creator clash, we found out months later.
But they don't lose money somehow if it makes a loss. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Which makes it weird, right? Like, it's still weird because it should be for charity, right? Like the point of charity is that it should be for charity, you know? Like, I don't know, dude. It's just
that
very
it
strange.
didn't make any money and that it
Isn't
lost
that
money.
crazy? Because then
Yeah, and-
you have the podcast of her saying they already knew it at the gala.
Yeah, so that was something where I'm like, okay, so we didn't know until months later. And then it got me thinking, like, you know, I, for whatever reason, had ended up separating from the event. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And then I'm curious if they knew then how the event was going to play out. Like, did they really just decide within those 2 weeks, oh, this event is going to lose $1 million? They must have already had ideas like, oh, we're thinking about not doing the event. Because it seems like
You're talking
no
about
the
disrespect
third
to
one.
The third one or the second
third one. Sorry, the
Yeah.
third one. No disrespect to me and LA Beast, but like me backing out and that fight not happening isn't a game changer for the whole event. So they still had an event, but then 2 weeks later they're like, yeah, it's going to lose $1 million. And it's like, well, you must have known
Oh, they
that
said
for
that?
a long time.
Is that what they told you? I didn't know that. That's new detail.
Damn, that's a new detail. I didn't know. Yeah, apparently the event was going to lose $1
They
million.
knew it was about to lose $1 million. Well, they're
Well, I
breaking
don't know
records.
if they know that. That I don't know. I'm like, I wonder if it was information withheld from the fighters, because in the first creator clash, it's like you were privy to every conversation, every step along the way. But then as it went on, like in this one, things are, rightfully so gate kept. But we all have our audiences. Some of them might be buying tickets to this event and flights because I told them to.
Right.
If you're going to cancel the event, you got to let me know right away so I can tell my audience, hey, don't buy a ticket to Florida yet.
Exactly.
They might not do it.
Or
But
try to
they-
get a
they-
refund if you still can.
Yeah,
right?
he's spitting.
Like,
Mhm.
He's
And I
spitting.
think they
Yeah,
messed
there's
the
windows on that
communication of that up big time, every step of the way.
They knew that though. There's no way they didn't know that. And the whole thing of the third one happening, I think, kind of surprised all of us because, how is it going to go better than the second one? A lot of people are saying they meant to lose money this time. I don't understand the benefit of that. I don't understand how that benefits anyone.
What?
But I did not understand
Really?
why the fuck they were going to do it a third time. And I think it was going to lose. It was never going to be successful. If Ian never made the content cop and there was never this whole shit storm around that, it was never going to succeed. Because last year on the Creator Clash 2, there was tons of hype, energy. It seemed like organically it was about as hyped as you're going to get. And they still lost $250,000. And they're bringing on, throwing it together where there's even less interest this time, know. And
I got to say, just thinking like YouTuber brand, I always default like, what would a YouTuber do? And I know obviously all
What do
YouTubers are
YouTubers
different,
do?
but they're still YouTubers. And I think about it, if you had this event and it wasn't going, and I don't think this, but if you had this event and it wasn't going to go well, the content cop is like one of the greater Hail Marys you could possibly do.
It's an
to
exit
get
plan.
a mass amount of clout, or as an exit plan also.
Yeah, but then like they did no marketing either, I'm pretty sure. Like the only marketing that happened was because of H3 or some other tangential reasons. the fucking content cop happening for it to happen, like I'm pretty sure like again, like this stuff is just weird. Like it's just none of it makes sense, dude. Like literally none of what Ian's decision making actually makes sense other than the fact that he wants to cozy up to Hassan himself and he's like fuck Creator Clash for that to happen, right? Like he's in his mind, he's like, I'm going to make all the wrong decisions this time. I'm not going to you know, pay for any advertisements on YouTube. I'm not going to pay for any advertisements on Twitter. I'm not going to do anything in order to like actually make the event a success, right? Like it's just so weird the way that everything kind of came down. Yeah, Ian didn't know what a Zionist was 1 week before he dropped his content cop. It's so weird. It really is, isn't it? God, it's just such a bizarro situation to for it to happen like this. Shit. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I'm skipping forward a little bit because they're kind of like circling the drain a little bit. Okay, hold on. iDubbbz response. What is this?
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. It all wrapped up like a gift. Okay, so then after this revelation about the 34% comes out from the sneak diss, Ian was under so much pressure, he was forced to make a statement.
5%.
On his they take that 34%. That's a lot. You want to know a lot? That's a lot. 5% ain't nothing. If they were taking 5%, ain't nobody upset.
Yeah.
5% means
Yeah.
everything.
But they were doing.
Yeah.
She was doing a job. You know, she was doing a job for a bit there. I don't know if it
Anissa?
equals up to 34%. Yeah, but she was
What
doing.
was her job? Tanking the event? I mean, what exactly would you say she does around
I
here?
feel like she did that more with, it seemed like she did it more with the other ones,
True.
like where she was more in touch with the fighters from what I heard. And
Yeah.
with Creator Clash 3, I didn't really get the sense that that was happening.
She was very involved in checking in on all of us and making sure we were where we were supposed to be.
Yeah, and was that good? Was that helpful? Was that good?
Unfortunately for the vibe, she was pretty good at that job. Unfortunately for the vibe that you want right now, she was
What's
good
the
at that.
vibe?
I'm like
He
she
could tell you
wasn't
want to
like-
shit on her, but he's saying
no.
she was pretty good.
Yeah,
at
that's what I'm
managing the
saying.
event.
That's what I'm
Then
saying. Like
definitely
she was good at that job in the sense that, like I was saying before, I'm not eager to work with YouTubers, and I found working with Anissa to be a pleasure.
What about,
because if I had a question, I'd hit her.
Dude. It's so fucking cuck. Like he's Jewish. He has like what like I think he has family in Israel, right? He has people who has most like if I were to bet, like most definitely served in the IDF, right? And then like Anissa like he like let's just assume Anissa actually did a good job, okay? Which is fine. It's good, right? And maybe Anissa actually did a good job. But that like in that case it's just like like everything is just even more cuck now. Like yeah, I don't know. It's just
her
weird.
up, and she was always
Because she's like pro-Pally, right? She's like pro-Pally anti-Zionist.
available. But
Like, what
that's
the
true.
fuck?
That was more Creator Clash 1 and 2.
What about towards the
third
end
one,
there?
yeah.
Because I mean, from my perspective, I
Yeah.
just saw how Creator Clash 3 went down, and especially during the Content Cup time, to me, it seemed like they offered nothing to Lena as far as like support emotionally or financially, considering, you know,
Yeah.
throwing her into this.
Well, he put her in this
drama.
horrible situation, and then it's like, oh, so I'm supposed to be blamed for Ethan? It's like he pretends like it's completely. He's just, dude. He's brain broke. I don't know what to say. He's snark brained. Let me read this post.
They started
Anissa
to,
did
they gotta
check in
pay.
on Lena's training a lot for this third one, but yeah.
So what's
I
her-
think they got to pay Lena, by the way. I think
Fuck
if
yeah,
they're going
they
to pay
do.
all the fighters
Yeah.
back like 1,000,000%,
Yeah.
they should pay Lena. That'd be so whack if they didn't do that. So, yeah. AB, call them up right now. Get them on the horn on the show. Let's hear you ask for it.
Have you reached out, AB?
I haven't talked to them recently.
Who do we reach
Oh,
out?
also is Barney's Beanery that we went to.
Oh, right.
Wait, hold on. The Hassan donation drama. Okay, what is this?
fantastic guest. He's a Gazan refugee and advocate. And I donated $2,000, $1,000 to his charity and $1,000 to the Gazan food kitchen, which he suggested. And Hassan and Bad Empanada were immediately out to slander and ruin this man, which is just, the irony of that is just unbelievably thick. Because it's like, actually, you know what? Here's a dude from Gaza who's lost family members, who's actually trying to advocate and raise money. And literally, by the way, when you go back and look at how he's plugging the charities, the emphasis is greatly on the food one. He barely, I force him kind of to plug his, like he didn't even really offer it. His whole thing was like, donate to this food thing. And so you're not going to believe the shit that they're saying about him. It's
because it was never about Gaza. Hassan doesn't give a fuck about Gaza, right? It was never about, it's all about popularity and who's on whose side, and it's all one big country club of people for Bretu, right?
Unhinged, dude.
So
it's evil.
Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib, okay, is a propagandist.
Even the way he says
for
it is
Israel.
weird.
It's not.
Apparently, Ethan fucking had him on his broadcast.
So this might be.
And then literally turned around and made it seem as though they were fundraising. Told his audience that they were fundraising for Palestinians in Gaza. Okay?
Now, can someone timestamp from the episode when that happens? Because I'll pull it up in a minute.
It's really crazy how Hassan like just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
He does, yeah, right. I mean, at this point, I've donated, I think, a pretty significant amount of money between all the different causes, over 10,000 for sure. I know there's no amount that would seem significant to the detractors, but
leave it to him to find a way to get upset about that.
but calling a Gazan advocate who's lost
and
20 family members
and actively still losing people.
He was mourning the death.
Well, because he actually cares about Gaza improving. He actually cares about like improving the region as a whole. Like people like Hassan, they don't actually want the region to improve, because if the region improves, they have no angst to cover, and he won't make any more money off of covering children dying.
Death of one of his cousins who had just died in an IDF airstrike. And Hassan is calling him a fucking Israeli asset. It's mad.
Fundraiser was for the Atlantic Council directly. All proceeds went to the fucking Atlantic Council.
So that's just a straight up defamatory outright lie.
That's not even true. That's just not,
He presented it as though he was fundraising for the fucking Palestinians in Gaza. I cannot imagine
100% outright defamatory lie.
Something more gross than this.
I can't imagine anything more gross than what you do.
Things. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, and by the way, this is, you guys who have watched this, his guest slot really resonated with people. So you guys can see for yourselves what a poisonous, hideous, venomous, hateful.
That's why Hassan's now going unhinged on Asmongold. Why? Wait, why? Is it because Asmongold is an easier target? Is that why?
Ideologue this man is.
Wally has Bad Empanada too on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. The great freedom fighter Bad Empanada.
Because Asma has clout.
Who ironically, unprompted, Ahmed was like, oh yeah, Bad Empanada's been trying to ruin my life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, you too, huh? But no, Hassan's gonna pull him up, no problem.
Bad Emma Panda.
Bad Emma Panda.
Did he go after you too, Harley?
It is
he did. He
crazy.
said some crazy shit to me. And then I saw like around the same time that I had all on like YouTube videos and Instagram posts, people writing a bunch of dumb stuff. So I think he told them to go do.
Well, he implied that you quit. You quit because of and your Zionistic dedication to me and the state of Israel, I think was the implication.
Okay, dude.
Yeah. And you paid me.
And I well, that's new information, but yeah, I know I paid you.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
different theories and works. In fact, I had like a 4-hour discussion with someone today on a workshop.
Oh, so they already cut in.
So I work at the Atlantic Council, where I am a resident senior fellow, but also I run Realign for Palestine through the Atlantic Council, and I have a we have like our own standalone website, realignforpalestine.org. There is a donate button, and yeah, so like you're certainly folks.
He called Aspen transphobic, and he said that Aspen Gold would rather see Mexican people perish. Well, technically, both of these are not incorrect, right? Like, they're not technically wrong.
Can donate there, but also, I would encourage folks to consider that.
I mean, would Aspen Gold absolutely not complain if Mexican people perished? And is Aspen Gold transphobic, or is he not transphobic? Well, I mean, still, I mean, it's coming from Hassan, who himself is probably kind of transphobic, right? Like, let's just be honest about it. Like, he seems like the kind of person who would be super transphobic, but yeah.
The World Food Program has a Gaza Appeals page that is dedicated just for, here, I'm going to give you the page, that is dedicated for sending food just for Gaza. And
now, by the way, this actually I found like a really beautiful and helpful recommendation, because it's always hard to decide like what's the best way to help these people. And for an advocate here who knows people in Gaza, has lived in Gaza, to be like, this is the best place.
Absolutely.
And someone who's critical of Hamas too. So like, I feel like this is coming from only the best place possible to help the people there. And so I was quick to support and recommend other people support it as well. But they completely exclude that part and just accuse him of being a Muslim.
If the war on Gaza stops, Hassan's career ends as we know it. Before this, Hassan's views were awful. Well, Hassan would just still be like spouting a bunch of leftist bread tube shit, right? Like, and honestly, like, I think even if the war on Gaza stopped, I think Hassan would still find a way to talk about Gaza. You know, that's the fact, right? Like, he knows this has to be his thing now. He can't just like, I don't want to say like abandon Gaza, but like he's not going to abandon Gaza as a topic. He has always abandoned Gaza and its people though. So, you know, boom.
Assad asset.
They are incredibly capable.
Oh, that's great. What is that?
So
the world?
Yes, I just dropped it.
So send it.
When Hassan went to Japan to IRL stream, he got like 15% of his viewership. Did he actually? Is he just discovering that people aren't actually interested in him? Yeah. Nobody watches Hassan because he is fun. Yeah, exactly, right? But to be fair, like, again, right? Like, I'm not. Here's the thing, all right? Like, I kind of get it. If you're like a drama slop tuber like me, right? You're not gonna watch me because you're gonna be like, oh my god, this guy has like the best fucking personality ever, right? You're probably watching something because he's always covering something controversial, right? Like,
both links so we can put them in the description.
I sent this link. So this is the this is the fundraising arm of the World Food Program, but all money here donated this link.
Yeah, we've seen this. We know.
He says it very, very clear.
Yeah. No, they're liars, and this is just defamatory. Like, it's just actual defamatory. So the reason I bring it up is because Ahmed put out a statement on Twitter that I wanted to read on his behalf, because I want to support him against this insane hate campaign that they've leveled against this guy.
I want you to know my mom never sends me tweets. She actually sent me this today.
Oh.
Wow.
She sent me this today.
Whoa.
Aspen Gold is stupid, bad, but funny. Hassan is just stupid. I think they're both bad. They're both, well, you said that. You said bad. So, yeah. I think, yes. Okay. I think Aspen Gold and Hassan are both evil. However, I would argue and say Hassan is more deliberately evil. Like, he's slightly more deliberately evil than Aspen Gold. But Aspen Gold is funny. So, you know, that kind of balances out the deliberate, like, evilness of it all, you know? Like, yeah.
The whole tweet at 1:33 my time.
That is
Oh
interesting.
my God.
Yeah.
So if you guys would follow and support him.
Hassan is awful and evil. My point is that he is not funny at all. Are you implying that I'm funny? I'm kidding. No, I'm not funny.
Amplify this. My hope is that Hassan will
right.
at least react to this.
He has clout because of conflict.
Acknowledge it. Potentially be like, I was wrong, you know?
Come on.
Like,
And by the way, when people throw up Kek W's in the chat, like most of the time it's because Hassan's molding, so you can never tell whether or not it's like actual Hassan fans that are like laughing at him, or it's like Hassan anti-fans that are laughing at him, right? So yeah, Chops is funny. Thank you.
I fucking said this guy was
funny.
Basically
The cringe is part of the charm.
Committing charity fraud, and
you know
I
that's true.
didn't mention that he was actually mostly pushing a food aid, like 90% food aid. So let me read it. Right as I was knee-deep in grieving the killing of a family member in the Gaza Strip by an Israeli airstrike, not to mention helping dozens of friends and allies deal with unprecedented hunger disaster in the coastal enclave, Hamas transnational armies of terrorists, grifters, pedophiles, and liars, and agents of anti-Semitism and hatred were launching a multi-front campaign to cause me maximum harm and distract from my ability to do work that truly matters. You know, I think he's kind of on point. Like, we talk about people like Hassan.
Wait, does it actually?
We say, oh,
holy shit, guys, Kek W works. Holy shit. You can use Kek W in the chat and it'll show up on screen. Oh, fuck. Okay, from now on, everybody must use Kek W, okay? All right, thank you.
He's a propagandist, or he's whatever, this and that. He's an ideologue.
Yeah, you're right.
He's a fucking... He is part of Hamas transnational army of propagandists. Like, this man is working on behalf of Hamas. If this man is working on behalf of Hamas, especially, by the way, if you want to be like, Ethan...
Yamno, quick! Yamno, quick! Yamno! Put in Kek W. Put in Kek W. It works, okay? Kek W fucking works. It's amazing. We fucking love Kek W around this, like, fucking house, okay? Let's fucking go.
Ethan's partner with the ADL. If I'm partnering with the ADL, my friend, then you are like...
Partner with Hamas.
You are in Hamas. You are partnered up with Hamas, my friend. Yep. And I really appreciate the way he's phrased this. Hamas transnational armies of terrorists, grifters...
Dude, Kek W works? Dude, this is so base, dude. I didn't even know this was true. Sorry, I didn't know that this worked. Bro, that's actually so based. Dude, let's fucking... Dude, I'm so excited. Okay, fuck. Okay, I'm so glad. Okay, now we're going to get
pedophiles, liars, and agents of anti-Semitism. YouTuber Ethan Klein hosted me on his podcast and donated $1,000 to each the food programs World Food Program's Gaza Appeal, and to Realign for Palestine, my project at the Atlantic Council, an umbrella nonprofit think tank org in Washington, D.C., where I work. An Australian terrorist hiding in Argentina, I love that, who goes by the name of Bad Empanada, made a video claiming I'm laundering money to Israel and the Atlantic Council.
Oh my god! Omega Law works! Omega Law works, dude! Okay. All right.
Sending hordes of his deranged followers to attack me. One of those deranged followers, incidentally, being Hassan. It didn't help that Hamas chief this is also very...
This is probably the best day of my life, okay? Knowing that Omega Law and Kek W works in my chat, all right? That's literally all the emotes you need, by the way, all right? Who the fuck uses other emotes anyway, right? Fuck that shit. That's gay.
Very good. It didn't help that Hamas's chief propaganda officer in America, Turkish-American Hassan Piker, piled on to rile up Hamas's transnational terrorists into a frenzy against me.
Does it work? Does it work?
What followed was... Yeah, you agree. What followed was a despicable series of attacks and acts...
Ooh, works. Ooh, fucking works. Ooh, fucking... Dude. Oh, my God, dude. Base, dude.
Actions. Okay. Hordes of complaints got my Facebook personal account, where I had 20,000 plus followers, removed, disabled by Meta. Additionally, a group of pro-Hamas fans of the Bad Empanada and Hassan Piker filed FBI complaints against me and Ethan Klein. I don't know if I ever even showed that on the show. Did we?
I don't know.
There was, yeah, we did. I think we did. Saying that I'm a front for money laundering to Israel. What's ironic is that almost a year ago, a leftist Russian-Iranian rag ran a hit piece against me, claiming that Israel government was paying me $30 million to promote genocide. And when that failed to undermine me, I'm now supposedly funneling money to Israel via the Atlantic Council. This is what supporting terror does to people's brains. Zero critical thinking, lies, manipulation, brainless followers. What's hilarious is that the people...
The pedophile.
I'm so happy for you guys. You guys finally get to Kek W.
What's hilarious is that the pedophile Empanada's video literally had a donation link to support him throughout his video.
Oh my
and he's talking about me sending donations to Israel.
You know what? you know what? It's fair game, okay? It's fair game at this point, all right? Like, am I... Look, listen, I don't actually care all that much about how accurate the word pedophile is at this point. Like, yeah, Jesus, dude.
Ask yourself, why isn't an Australian, a Turk, a Malaysian that I was wondering who he's referring to. He was referring to the guy who filed the fake FBI report.
Got it.
Going out of their way to attack a Gazan American. How is it that as Hamas is being rejected en masse by the people of Gaza, a transnational cocktail of terrorists, online influencers, gamers, alleged pedophiles, and Southeast Asians are trying to out-Palestine an actual Palestinian? This is the disease and the mental illness that attracts so many to the pro-Palestinian cause. A just and urgent cause worthy of helpful and impactful allies, not losers and imbeciles who have no business talking about this issue in the first place. It's time to confront Hamas transnational terror armies that are...
You need to start playing Star Rail before the fake collab. Right now I'm not really interested in Star Rail, but thanks.
...are lurking everywhere. I say again, Hamas is severely weakened and...
I haven't even been playing Wuthering Waves.
...loathed, and is being rejected by massive swaths of Gazans desperate.
Okay, I think we need to move on. All right. Okay, yeah. I mean, there's not really any... I mean, like, there's not really anything for me to say here other than, you know, I agree, right? I agree with everything Ethan's saying. I agree. I just agree with everything. You know, I'm a bot. I agree. Okay? I don't know what else to say. All right. Cool. Okay, the reason I say this is because we have two other significant things going on, okay? Otherwise, we would be watching H3 for the rest of this. All right, we have other significant things going on.
We just raised over...
Okay, this is what we need to cover, okay? She's literally around the corner. She's next patch. Wow, good for her. Good for them. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Alright, this is gonna be a really spicy video, guys. Get ready. This is gonna be an extremely spicy video, so get ready. Okay, alright, I'm gonna get some water first, okay? I'm stoned and trying to fast. Man liveth not on bread alone, man. What do you mean? How? Okay, so I wanna what I wanna cover next is Noah Samson's Israeli embassy shooter video. So epic and based, okay? So let me see if I can predict what he's about to say. He's about to say the fact that it's a false flag operation, imply that it's a false flag operation, say that the reason for his actions are justified according to his audience, and he's just gonna back up. He's just gonna back up whatever the fuck, you know, the embassy shooter says, right? He's probably gonna say, oh, I disavow violence, but, you know, fuck it. You know, this is exactly what I'm advocating.